Sit back, slip on your absorbent undergarments.
Damage 365 Radio with your host Kevin Nasta and John Torrey.
Welcome back to Damage 365 Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 17. I am your host, Coach Cav, along with the real number 8, JT, who's in the house.
That's me, in the house.
We have a great show for you today, and we want to kick it off with, kind of a end of the season type of way, as the Alumni Softball League that we play in has officially come to a close. And we like to, cap it off the right way.
Sure, Bill.
We'd like to congratulate the 2013 Alumni Co-Ed Softball League champions, the Furials, who defeated the Pepper Jack Grill 9-2 and 7-6 on their way to their second straight league championship, and they became the first team in Alumni Co-Ed history to go wire to wire undefeated. That means game one of the season to the championship clinching game without a loss. That's the first time in co-ed history of the Alumni Softball League. We'd like to congratulate Michael Fiore, former Damage captain Michael Fiore,
Congratulations.
Damage Hall of Famer, the manager of that team, for leading that team to its second straight championship. We'd like to congratulate his coach, Joe Sorge, that helps him every game, and the entire Furials group. We'd like to congratulate them on their second straight championship. And
these are
now putting a double bullseye on you guys.
Yeah. We're aiming.
Next week is the Alumni Co-Ed All-Star Game. That'll take place at 1 o'clock. That's when pregame festivities will commence. And that will be held at the Wagner Softball College facility. What is that? I can never remember. Howard Avenue. Everybody knows where it is. The East All-Stars, consisting of aforementioned Furials, Pepper Jack Grill, the Nightmares, and James Ruccio's Ballbusters, will take on the collection from the West of Platinum Mortgage, Damage Athletics, the Benchwarmers, and Gingerbread Learning Center. Like I said, pregame and introductions and everything, that'll start 1 o'clock.
Around there.
Yeah, it should start exactly 1 o'clock. Following the introductions, we'll have our national anthem. We'll be taking pregame photos of each team and the entire All-Star teams together, and we'll get right into the honorary first pitch, and then the first pitch of the game itself, somewhere between 1:30 and 1:45. All in all, it was a good season. We only had one team drop out somewhere at the 2/3 mark of the season. Problem this year was the weather. The weather did not cooperate at all, and it just ruined things. I mean, it shortened the season. We only finished, out of 24 scheduled games, we only had 18.
Yeah.
I think the Furials had 19, and some of the teams 17, and
we got to play a couple of triple headers to get even 18 in.
I mean, it's just, we can't control the weather. We know that, but it's just like, we couldn't even get anything going. We couldn't get any momentum. The league was kind of at a standstill, and there was a couple weeks where people didn't even play. Like 2 weeks, people didn't play. Either they had a bye and then rain out, or They played 3 games and then didn't play for 2 weeks, or they played 1 game and then didn't play for 2 weeks, and it was just
Friday night showers.
It just got crazy. And of course, when it rains on Friday and the game's already officially rained out, of course it's going to be beautiful on Saturday.
How many times did that happen this year?
And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, the fields are like sponges. I mean, so
the gods were not cooperating.
They were
with
not cooperating this year with the weather,
but there's always next year.
There is, but we like again to congratulate the Furials for defeating Pepper Jack Grill 9-2 and 7-6 to take their second straight alumni co-ed softball league championship. We'd like to thank Stu Pfeffer, the commissioner of the league, and we'd like to thank, of course, the Parks Department for a job well done getting a lot of these fields ready after the hurricane.
Absolutely.
And we'd like to thank John Gino and the entire softball department of Wagner College for allowing us to use the beautiful field up there in Grimes Hill. Just it is what it is. We move on. We got an all-star game coming up next week, and then we got the shindig of it all on the 17th, right. The Damage postseason barbecue, awards gala, and Hall of Fame induction, where this season our inductee will be in attendance.
She'll be present.
She will be present.
And it's a she.
Yes. Well, we have two that will be inducted. One will be in attendance. The other one was notified, and his plaque will be mailed to him. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a really good time.
Bet you wish you were there.
It's going to be an emotional time. If you want to join us, reach out to us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/damage365. Leave us a memo. All Damage alumni. Doesn't matter how far long ago you played. You're welcome to join us. You're a family member. And speaking about family member, Damage Athletic Softball would like to seriously congratulate the newest member of the Damage family, Gianna Marie Baffuto, born 8-3 at 12:45 a.m., 6.7 pounds, to Damage outfielder Lou Baffuto.
Yes.
So we'd like to congratulate number 12, new daddy Louis Baffuto, the newest member of the Damage family. I just got that text right before we went on the air, and we'd like to congratulate him. Good job, Lou. Good to see that your plumbing works.
Yes.
And maybe between all these people over the years that we've lost because of having kids, that's the future of Damage right there, folks. It's the future. So Damage can not only continue past 20 years, but maybe Damage can play and represent co-ed Staten Island softball for another 20 years. So we'll see what happens, and we wish the Baffutos a lot of luck on their new bundle of joy. Always a good time to announce that somebody had a nice, healthy baby.
Absolutely.
And now, the John Tory story.
And to take that away, here is number 8 himself, JT.
And here I am, taking it away, as the MLB is taking away probably the future of Mr. Alex Rodriguez. Who yeah, that was funny. Mr. Rodriguez will be suspended through at least the 2014 season in an announcement made Monday by Major League Baseball. But, there is a but. Always. The Yankees' third baseman plans to file an appeal, which will in fact enable him to play tomorrow night against the White Sox in Chicago, which could possibly be his final game ever.
In a Yankee uniform.
In a Yankee uniform, possibly as a Major League ball player ever.
He's too much of a, part of my French, jerk off to just...
He is.
To just go away. So, he'll be back. But I would love, and, this is something Joe Girardi might do, because this is the type of manager Joe Girardi is, that he don't like this nonsense going on. I would love to see that he gets called up to play, to the Yankees, to play against the White Sox after his appeal, and Girardi sits him on the bench for that game, and that's it. Because the next day, they'll reject that appeal. Bye-bye A-Rod. Bye-bye A-Rod and pinstripes. Bye-bye A-Rod and your drama in New York and your steroids and all your other nonsense. You can take you and all your genetic freak buddies with you.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Tisk, tisk, mister.
Crap.
Mr. Rodriguez is actually one of about 10 Major League players to be suspended tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. But he is the only one who will be banned beyond this season. Major League Baseball officials have informed Mr. Rodriguez's attorneys and the MLBPA of the decision to suspend the players and told Rodriguez he is no longer able to discuss a settlement. And to contradict what you've just said, actually, Mr. Girardi, I actually have a quote from him. On this. Mr. Girardi, in quotation, says, "I think all of us are curious what's going to happen. And is Alex going to be a player for us tomorrow? And what's going to happen with the other guys that are involved in this? Because in my mind, I have him penciled in here tomorrow." Yes, he said he has him penciled in.
Yeah.
To start at third base.
Pencil.
A
very erasable
yes,
pencil.
I was going to say, you could always use that eraser. Good thing it wasn't pen.
Yeah. He's just saying the right things because he has to, because he should.
Right. He also says, "I don't suspect it'll be awkward." Most of the guys know him as a teammate and have laughed a lot with Alex and been around Alex a lot.
A big laugh at.
We've laughed at Alex a lot, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to laugh at Alex because he doesn't shut the hell up. He says all the wrong things, so...
and he's a liar. He's a liar. Hook this guy up to a lie detector test. Probably break it. Mr. Girardi also said, "I think it'll be business as usual. I'm sure there will be more media there, obviously, tomorrow, but I think that's more for Alex to deal with than the rest of the guys. I don't think it'll be a big deal." I, on the other hand, think it will be a big deal. You know, the flashing lights, what they do to people.
Yeah, well, it's happened a lot. It's happened to many people that have come to New York that got caught up in the glitter and the fabulous lifestyle of New York. We don't even need to go to the Darryl Strawberries and the Dwight Goodens.
We don't.
The entire 80s, but when you come here and you're in the spotlight, the way you are in New York, doesn't matter what sport you play, you need to perform. And when you don't perform, these fans will let you know, and they'll ride you to the very end. And some guys just make very poor decisions on what they put in their body so they can live up to the expectations of why they were brought here.
Such a shame.
But you know what? These guys are very well educated of what they put in their body. I don't believe for a second that they do not know what they're taking and what it does and why they're taking it. So
he knew everything he put into his body.
Just like the whole Balco case with Barry Bonds. Oh, I didn't know that was a steroid. Don't sit here and try to fool us, dummy.
He's another doofus.
You're another one. You're gonna put something in your body and you're not gonna know what it is and what it does. So either you're a moron, an absolute moron, or you're trying to play the fans off as being a moron.
I think it's both.
And guess what? We're not morons. So
we're not.
Move on, blackballed Bonds.
Good try, buddy. Also, Rodriguez's suspension is of at least 214 games. That's a lot of games. And it would be the longest suspension handed out by the major leagues to a player or manager since the infamous Pete Rose of the Cincinnati Reds in 1988 for gambling, who tweeted today to Rodriguez, "Don't be like me.
Fess up.
Come clean."
Yep.
Please.
Fess up. And what does this say to Pete Rose? And what does it say to the Cincinnati fan base? That how many chances are we going to give A-Rod, who continues to cheat and cheat and cheat and cheat, but yet Pete Rose, who gambled on baseball, yes, he denied it and came clean after the fact they found all this evidence. How come now, let's get Pete Rose back in the game. Let's get Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame, give him some limited opportunity to get back into baseball. Okay, you can't have two standards. You can't say, "No, Pete Rose, you're not allowed, you're banned for life." But yet we'll give A-Rod 3 chances mean, he's been cheating for the last decade.
That's right. I mean, Pete Rose, he gambled. It's in every locker room. It's up there. No gambling on baseball. You do not gamble if you play. But at least he didn't cheat. At least he wasn't a cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
That's right.
And trust me, I know.
Trust me, we all know.
We all know.
It doesn't matter if it's baseball, if it's football, if it's hockey, if it's basketball, or you're some skanky hoe. Once a cheater,
always a cheater.
Always a cheater.
And that's the truth. Rodriguez also has been sidelined by various injuries, and he has been on a minor league rehab assignment where he has posted a very, very pedestrian slash line of 214, 333, and 452. He sadly has only 3 home runs and 10 RBIs in 51 plate appearances across 4 levels of the Yankees system.
Hitting against guys half his age, too.
So sad.
But you know what? You really can't. Rehab assignments are really kind of sketchy, the numbers. Because if you light up the pitching, they're going to say, well, you should light up the pitching. They're kids.
Right.
And you're a major leaguer. You're a possible Hall of Famer. You know, you're the guy going after the home run record. But at the same time, when you miss an entire season plus, and you're facing guys that you've never seen before, it's very easy to turn around and say, well, you know what, he's rusty, his timing's off, that's why he's down there. You know, these kids are raw, they're throwing 97, they don't know where it's going. You know, it could be, one pitch could be in the strike zone, the next one could be in your back pocket.
Right.
So, you know, it's an uneasy feeling for everybody. So I don't read too much into rehab games, but the problem with A-Rod is while he's down there, he doesn't keep his mouth shut.
He can't.
Shut up!
Please.
They're trying to make a settlement, and you're running your mouth on Twitter, on Facebook, and every other social networking. You're a moron, and you deserve everything you get because you can't keep your mouth shut, because you're a freaking diva!
He's a dum-dum. In his last outing, 4 walks. And with that, Mr. Rodriguez, walk off. Walk off. Walk out of my life. Walk out of my head. Now I'm going to bring Yankee fans something that they would like to hear about. They probably don't want to hear this, but at least I'm going to talk about somebody you guys like and can respect. It's your captain, Mr. Derek Jeter, 39 years old. He could be headed back to the disabled list pending the results of an MRI on his sore right calf. Yes, again, he could be headed back to the disabled list. I mean, Jeter's aging. There's nothing you can say. His body is slowly breaking down. He's still a great ball player. 20 times better than A-Rod. 20 times, 50, 100.
Just his personality and his leadership and his whole demeanor and his respect for the game and everything about it and his respect for the Yankees, yeah, he is 100 times better. I mean, I just...
And it's sad because, you know, he's been unable to sustain a return to everyday duty. I mean, I feel very, very bad for Derek Jeter. I mean, since being reinstated to the roster on July 11th, after 2 fractures of his left ankle, he has been out of the lineup since Friday night's game against the Padres, and manager Joe Girardi said he could not rule out Jeter's second trip to the DL in the last 3 weeks. He fractured his left ankle in Game 1 of last year's ALCS against the Tigers and underwent surgery to repair it in October, but he suffered another fracture of the same ankle during spring training. Then, in his first game back, after missing the first 91 games of the season, Jeter went back on the DL after straining his right quad. He returned from the injury on July 28th, but complained of pain in his right calf the following day. He played the next 3 games, 2 against the Dodgers in Los Angeles and the first game of the Padres series Friday night before Girardi removed him from the lineup for the remainder of the series. And the manager also acknowledged that if the Yankee situation was less desperate, meaning they were not in 4th place and not 8.5 games behind the Boston Red Sox in the AL East, Jeter probably would not have played those games. And I can't blame him. You know, he's trying to use what he's got out there. But
is this it, though?
I don't know.
I don't know. He rushed to come back, and everybody knows it. He refused to watch the Yankees tumble the way they have. He rushed to come back. He wanted to try to right the ship. He definitely didn't want to be on the sidelines watching Mo Rivera's final season.
Right.
He wanted to be part of that. And he rushed to come back. And Now this could set him back, possibly another month or so. Do you as a Yankee say, you know what, this is it? I wash my hands on this season. Jeter sit out. We'll go with what we got and come back next year. Or do you let Jeter rehab, do what he's got to do, come back when he should come back, and make him the designated hitter for the rest of the season?
Let him sit out. Let him. He's getting up there, bro.
I know.
39
He's 39 years old. You're not going to heal like you used to. A lot of Yankee fans would rather see Derek Jeter in a DH spot than on the disabled list for the rest of the season.
Right.
And why not? Because what he doesn't bring with the bat and the glove, if he's a designated hitter, and even if he's struggling, he just brings with the fact that he's a leader, and that's why he is the team captain, and that's why he's respected amongst not only his teammates, his peers all throughout Major League Baseball, and every fan of baseball. And, here we are, we're two Met fans, and we totally respect Derek Jeter.
Totally. I mean,
Doesn't mean I like him.
Same here.
I hate the guy. No, I'm kidding.
I don't even hate him.
I don't.
And he's a Yankee for life. I don't hate him. It's crazy. That just
can't respect. You can't disrespect or hate a guy who's done what he's done in his career and how he's carried himself under the same spotlight that we were talking about with A-Rod.
Maybe even a bigger spotlight because he's been there since day one.
Yep.
A-Rod had to go through Seattle, Texas.
Well, then when A-Rod came over, there was the unnecessary spotlight on Jeter because of A-Rod and Jeter's past friendship prior to them being on the same team, which we knew that got blown all out of proportion, and everybody made a big deal about that for nothing.
Yeah. Enough about A-Rod. I don't like thinking about him. I don't like talking about him. I only do it for our listeners. But please, he's gone. He's gone. Thank God. Thank God. For Mr. Jeter, Girardi has said he had not spoken to Jeter yet, and the manager said he still might be available for Sunday's game. He said he hopes he can use him as a pinch hitter if he needs him, and asked if Jeter would be able to play shortstop when the Yankees open a 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox tomorrow. Girardi said, "I'm not really sure. I think you wait and let him get to tomorrow and see how he feels. See if he feels better." Well, Mr. Girardi, if he's not in the lineup and you don't win, I don't think you're going to be feeling that much better. I really don't. You're probably going to be feeling just as bad as Mr. Mark Sanchez, the New York Jet, who has some good days and he has some bad days, and Saturday at training camp was one of those bad days. Who didn't see that coming, right?
Yeah.
He's having a lot of bad days lately.
Well, at least he didn't butt fumble.
He didn't butt fumble.
But he still wound up on his ass.
He landed on his ass, though. Those are the fans. Yes, during the Jet scrimmage, Sanchez dropped back to make a throw. His legs got tangled, and he fell on his backside.
Man down.
Man down. Some fans laughed, like we've heard. Others have groaned, like you will hear. It was kind of the night for the quarterback until the last play of the team's scrimmage Saturday night, where, hallelujah, Mark Sanchez threw a touchdown pass. It didn't count for nothing.
To his own team, though.
It didn't count for nothing, but he threw a 57-yard touchdown pass to a wide receiver
that he was aiming for, folks.
He was aiming for him, and it ended the scrimmage on a good note. Props to you, Mark Sanchez. Mr. Antonio Cromartie, on the other hand, was not happy with the fans, and he took exception when he intercepted a ball thrown his way, and he said he thinks it's bull. He said, if you're going to be a fan, be a fan. That's what it's all about. He's our quarterback. We've also got a rookie, Gino, as our quarterback, and they're in a competition. So, for Mark Sanchez, he mostly worked with the second-team offense as scheduled. Yes, he was scheduled to work with the second team. He finished 6 of 11 for 93 yards. He left some fans laughing when he stumbled untouched on one play and fell into the turf. After I aforementioned, he got his legs tangled. He also overthrew Clyde Gates in the end zone, and a wide-open Jeremy McCurley dropped a pass in the end zone. Would have been a huge gain. But this seems the way things have been going for the New York Jets nowadays.
Well, Cromartie should just shut the hell up. Okay, the fans pay you salary. The fans pay tons of money to come watch football, and the Jets haven't gave New York fans anything that resembles football in the last couple of seasons. So, you know what? The fans are restless and they want to boo. They're very damn right to boo.
Absolutely. I mean, what's year number 5 for the guy?
Yeah.
5? You're past due a year. Get it started. Because you got a rookie creeping up on you. I mean, he hardly had an eye-popping performance, but he had 3 series with the starters. 3 series with the starters. Scheduled to work with the starters on the day of the scrimmage. Who knows? Coincidence or not, only time will tell. Compared to Sanchez, he was 9 of 16 for 77 yards and had no touchdown throws. But that's okay. Everyone seems excited about that New York Jets camp, as America should be excited tonight. It has been long awaited. We will finally get football back into our lives. The 2013 Hall of Fame game between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. What to watch for? Jerry Jones, a fresh coat of Botox.
Where's this game being played?
This game is being played in Canton, Ohio.
Oh, it's not being played in Texas?
No. It's the Hall of Fame game, buddy.
I know, but Texas just got a new name. And what's the name of that field again? What is it? AT&T Field?
AT&T Field.
That's great. So not only...
Maybe AT&T Stadium. They took the Cowboy out the stadium.
It's great, though, because now when you go to the ballpark, your calls get intercepted as well.
Yes.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
There's Tony Romo for you. Look out for second-year player Ryan Tannehill, looking to make a big impact. He was injured last year, overshadowed by 4 rookies, but what are you going to do? Everybody, football's back. Be happy. And that's the end of the Tory story.
Yay!
Here comes the axe, and here comes the smasher, the demolition, walking disaster.
It's now time for round 3 results of our tag team championship tournament. We're down to the Elite 8, folks, because the Brothers of Destruction knocked off the Foreign Legion. Speaking about Legion, the Legion of Doom defeated the New Heart Foundation. That would be the British Bulldog and Owen Hart. The Brothers of Destruction against the Legion of Doom.
I'd pay to see that.
Mr. Fuji and Toru Tanaka. This Cinderella story comes to the end as the Shield defeats them and moves on. Money Inc., that would be Ted DiBiase and IRS, defeated Sting and Lex Luger. So now it would be the Shield versus Money Inc. Does Ted DiBiase have enough money to buy his way through the hounds of justice? And does he believe in the Shield?
$50 million man.
The original, as I like to call him, the classic Hart Foundation, defeated the other Cinderella story, Hillbilly Jim and Uncle Elmer, and they moved on to take on the Colossal Connection, Haku and Andre the Giant, who defeated Harlem Heat. So here's a team, 2 teams that actually faced each other before. Hart Foundation versus the Colossal Connection. And the music we hear in the background is for Demolition, who knocked off the British Bulldogs. And they will take on the Mega Powers, who knocked off the Dudleys in one match. So Mega Powers versus Demolition, Colossal Connection versus Hart Foundation, Money Inc. versus The Shield, and the Legion of Doom against the Brothers of Destruction. And ladies and gentlemen, there is our Elite 8. Let's get it done.
You a great match here tonight. Andre, the China WrestleMania.
Hulkamania is running wild.
My God, what a
And we get into some wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen. Rumors have been swirling that the WWE will possibly induct D-Generation X at this year's Hall of Fame induction, which always takes place the night before WrestleMania. And they are in communication with Joni Laura, also known to you as Chyna. And she was a member of D-Generation X. And to me, this would be the right thing to do. If you're going to induct a stable into the Hall of Fame, you have to have all the members of that stable, and you got to do it the right way. It's X-Pac, China, Triple H, and HBK. And that's the way it should be, because that's the way it was. The Attitude Era put WWE back on the map after WCW pushed them and pushed them and pushed them. And you need to respect and you need to recognize that China needs to be put in the Hall of Fame with D-Generation X. And, you know, for most of you people know that, you know, Vince needs to bury the hatchet, welcome her back into the WWE family. Remember, China is the first and only female to win the Intercontinental Championship. And she was, if I remember, she was a Final Four of our Intercontinental Tournament.
Yeah, she held her own.
Okay. She was a mainstay with Triple H and HBK for years under the Generation X. And she also held the WWE Women's Championship. Joni Laura is right now, she's only 42 years old. So, she, you know, this is not like, you know, she's getting old, let's hurry up and induct her. She's still at the prime of a career. You still got wrestlers wrestling in their mid to late 40s.
You got wrestlers wrestling in their 70s. Mae Young.
Yeah.
Remember her? Never forget her.
Moolah.
Never forget them.
But Laura's only 42, and she should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, she had a little run with TNA and Kurt Angle, and that didn't go well. And but you know, that's TNA, so whatever. Also rumored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame is James Harris, who went by the ring name of Kamala the Ugundan Giant. Everybody knows that guy. You know, they're like, you remember that guy? Yeah. Harris was trained by Michael P.S. Hayes, Percy Pringle, and Terry Gordy. He debuted in 1978. In the WWE, he's been mentored and managed by the likes of Classy Freddie Blassie, Slick, Mr. Fuji, The Wizard. I mean, there's some big names right there. Harris did officially retire from wrestling in 2011 when the first of two of his legs were amputated due to complications for high blood pressure. Kamala never held a title in the WWE or WCW. Harris is 63 years old. So, you know, there's a situation where, all right, Kamala kind of broke the wrestling barrier. There wasn't that many black wrestlers in the 70s. You know, you had your Tony Atlas and your Rocky Johnson and guys like that. And he didn't have much skill, you know, and he had no skills on the mic. So they had to give him a gimmick that would work for him, where he was big, he was strong, he didn't have to speak.
Smack his belly.
You know, you just smack his belly, throw guys around, do a couple of splashes, you know, it worked. And in the day of wrestling in the 70s and then the golden era of the 80s, it worked for him. You know, unfortunately, it kind of ran its course and he didn't have anything else to fall back on. But I do hope, you know, a lot of people say, right, really, Kamala, you know, never held a title in WWE or WCW, blah, 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 blah. Even Coco Beware. And Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame, and he's an early inductee into the Hall of Fame.
Very early.
Okay? And you still got guys that should be in the Hall of Fame that are not. Some are living, some are not. And we're not going to get into that now. Usually we save that for our WrestleMania show, which will be our 1-year anniversary show.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? This guy belongs in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he took what he had, and which was very little, and he made it work. And he made it work for almost 25 years. And, you know, now he's got no legs. Second surgery, they did a fundraising to raise money for him so he can afford this surgery. And, you know, like I said, he's 63 years old. He's not 42. He's 63. He's got blood pressure issues. He's sick. You know,
it's too bad they didn't have something in their contracts back then to protect them.
I never understood this. Like, they should be unionized. You know, they should be like the Major League Baseball Players Association, the National Football League. But they should be the Federation of Wrestling Entertainers, you know, Association, something where these guys get pensions and all the things they put their body through, later in their career when they retire, if they need surgeries, they can afford to have surgeries. All those side effects from concussions, all the bones and everything just falling all over the place from 9,000 leg drops or 40,000 drop kicks, or 6,000 flying splashes off the top rope that now every one of your ribs is brittle. So
some of these guys can't even get off their couch.
You need to take care of the past, and we've mentioned this numerous times. And there's enough money out there for this to work, and they got to do this. And I'm hoping somewhere down the road that Vince McMahon steps up and says, look, we need to take care of our past, we need to take care of our history, and we need to get these guys help. Now, you're doing it with your wellness programs when these guys are still active and they fall off the wagon, whether it's drinking or drugs or steroids or performance-enhancing drugs or whatever the case may be. You send them to rehab, you get them help. Okay, what about the guys that put you on the map? The guys that made it possible for the guys like Kurt Angle.
How about the guys like Hulk Hogan? How about the Iron Sheik?
Okay, all these guys, Iron Sheik, they had to raise money to get him a surgery. Okay, now, here we got Kurt Angle, DWI again after last week's TNA program. It's the 6th time.
Think that's enough?
How was he not forced to go to rehab any of the first 5 times? He just decided now to check himself into rehab. So obviously he's going to be off TV for a while. Okay, and he's asking fans to pray for him. So obviously he has a problem. Okay, now
I think he needs to help himself. He needs to pray for himself.
Okay, now if this was WWE, that's there's a violation of the wellness program. You'd be forced to go to rehab. TNA, where are you in this? Like, really?
Anywhere?
Really, you're gonna wait for your guy to get into a car accident and die before you realize that you need to take care of these guys? I mean, this is why you're on your way out. I mean, TNA, it was nice knowing you, but I mean, this is
sad.
This is ridiculous. I mean, these guys can't do this anymore. And
call Mick Foley. Said it before.
Mick Foley's a buffoon.
Call him. he'll put some asses in the seats.
The problem with Mick Foley is if Mick Foley didn't do the extreme garbage that he did, he'd have no talent whatsoever. He couldn't wrestle. Couldn't wrestle to save his life.
Spit teeth out though.
But that was it. He was a sideshow. So if they didn't have extreme wrestling, what would he be doing?
Oh wait, hold up. The Rock and Sock connection. He had Mr. Sacco, man. He could wrestle.
It's a sideshow.
Double on DDT.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction from the fact that he couldn't wrestle.
I guess.
I mean,
I guess that's why they gave him the mask.
It was a gimmick because he couldn't wrestle, just like we mentioned about Kamala. Okay? If there wasn't a such thing, he made a staple of himself being an extreme wrestler. Okay, body slamming him, getting body slammed on thumbtacks, falling through cages, falling through tables, barbed wire matches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Gave the body up.
Okay, he did give the body up, but a lot of former wrestlers who actually can wrestle, can perform, can entertain, can do it on the mic, they don't really respect that. Because anybody can get thrown through a table. Anybody can get body slammed on thumbtacks. I could take a Jooch out of the 4th row at any event and tell him, we're going to make you an extreme wrestler. Here, wear this plaid jacket. We're just going to beat the living crap out of you every single match. Just smile as the blood runs out of your mouth. Okay, here's a couple $1 million. There you go. Who wouldn't take that?
I'd take it.
And then the guy goes, do I need to do I need to practice wrestling? No.
Not at all.
No. You're strong enough, you can pick some light guys up and body slam them. But other than that, you're just going to get your ass handed to you every time.
That's right. Just sit there. They'll take care of it, right?
We might give you a title to make you happy, just to justify that we just inherited all these fan base for you because, they love this extreme wrestling, and that we dedicated all this money to you.
We'll call you Kick-Ass.
So,
because we kick your ass.
Yeah. And then we'll just give you 3 different, wrestling gimmicks, like Dude Love and Cactus Jack, bang bang, and
remember that,
and Mick Foley. So, one of the dream matches is that all 3 of them fight each other.
Can you imagine? Who would win? Who do you think would win?
Cactus Jack would win. He was nuts. With that character, he was crazy.
That's crazy.
Talked to himself, beat himself up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mick Foley is his normal person. Dude Love was his hippie version. You know, make love, not war. We don't need no fighting. I love
one of
you
a
guys.
kind.
Yay! Like,
One of a kind.
Oh, what a weirdo. We're getting to the end of the program, so we're getting a little giddy and stupid. But,
Stop.
guys, I'd like you to check out some of our friends' Facebook wrestling pages. I've had the pleasure to be a creative contributor for New School and Old School Wrestling Icons. You can do a search for that. He hasn't set up a URL yet for the page, or I'd be able to give you that. But again, it's New School and Old School Wrestling Icons. It's a pretty cool page. It's a little bit of everything. Doesn't matter if it's from the 70s, 80s, or now. You get a little bit of everything on there. News, pictures, editorial. Okay, and then the one that I've advertised in the past before, Team Macho Madness, which is Facebook.com, Team Macho Madness 1. And that's one of my favorite pages because it just has a collection of Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth photos and Sensational Sherry photos from all the walks of life for years and years, and
Made the business what it is.
it's great. But both pages are fun, very informative. Not to mention they make you just reminisce the old days of wrestling. You know, if you're someone that's in their 30s plus, you know, the 80s was a great time of wrestling, and everybody loved wrestling back then. It was a different era.
Too bad we'll never get those days back.
Nope, only if you buy it on a DVD.
I'm willing to.
Nah, definitely. We're going to get some DVDs, I think.
Damage Internet 365 DVD.
Yeah, we're going to start doing a video program now, so you guys get to see our mugs while we're talking.
Bet you love that.
Oh, boy. You have any shout-outs?
Me?
Yeah, any birthday shout-outs?
I want to... No, I don't.
I think you should shout out to your softball team.
I should.
Wish them good luck and say sorry that you only have
Shout.
one leg.
Shouts to the home Dell Outsiders. It's been a long season, guys. I will be there to root you on this week. I will not be able to play, but I will be there to root you on, and I know you can do it. Send us into the playoffs, baby. Do what you do best and win.
Yeah. He'll be there with his one leg and his two metal legs.
That's right. Knocking you out if you get smart.
Want to wish a happy birthday to one of my favorite girls, one of my favorite softball players, member of Pepper Jack Grill. Happy birthday, Andrea Mize. Love you, Andrea. Hope you have a great birthday. As a reminder, Damage Barbecue again, August 17 at Casa de Longo. For those who don't know who that is, that would be Rachel's house.
That's Rachel's house.
That's Rachel's house. Rachel, who has a house somewhere out in the swamps of Travis.
And a big backyard.
A big backyard. She's got volleyball net, and beer pong tables, and pool, and alcoholics laying everywhere. Oh yeah, and a
Can't
pool.
ask for
And
more.
a pool. But we will have a very good time at our Damaged Barbecue, as we always do, as we celebrate the 20th season, the 20th year of Damage Athletics softball. We will be celebrating this year's MVPs and Rookie of the Years, our Coaches Award winner. We finally get to present Jay Cuomo with last year's MVP award that I still have. We also have Tammy's Co-Rookie of the Year award from last year, so she'll be getting that. Tammy's making us, I think, cupcakes. She's making us something.
Softball cupcakes?
Yeah, she's making us dessert because Tammy loves it.
Yeah, she does.
And we love Tammy.
We do.
And we'll also be inducting, like we said, our Hall of Famer this year. She'll be in attendance. The lovable, the great, the caring, the big-hearted, can never say enough good things about Marissa Mazziata Cohen. Can't wait to see her. She's excited. She's very emotional, and there's going to be a lot of teary eyes going on that day.
Emotions running high.
This could be the best turnout of Damaged Softball for the barbecue. I can't wait. We're headed out of here, folks. Episode 17 is coming to an end. We thank you as always for tuning in and listening to Damage 365 Radio. Visit our website at facebook.com/damage365. I'm Coach Kev.
I'm JT.
This is JT.
Please drink responsibly.
We're out of here.
Take me home.